got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. Up the stereo in a place I didn't know till now. In a different part of town, I see new colors as the sun goes down. No, it doesn't even matter to me where I go. Just feel I need to take a ride. I don't know when I'll get back. Keep on going and relax tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. I'm not heading for the stars, driving down this boulevard tonight. Yeah, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us.
I'm checking the scores.
All right, so somebody has already given him a hard time, actually, multiple people, about whose schedule is alive during the Wisconsin football game. And I want you to know I had nothing to do with this.
Thanks, Andy.
I'm claiming my innocence. This was actually his idea.
So before we get too far into this, we are testing a slightly new setup. We have our wireless mics on, so let us know if you can actually hear us.
I guess
'Cause-
that's true.
If not, I have a backup one right here. Because if you can't hear us, this is pointless.
We're not pretty enough just to look at.
Well, I'm not.
All
So we've seen a few people from Oregon in the Smokies. We were just talking about that. Feels like we were just there, and it was a year ago.
What an awesome trip that was.
We're very, very
Mhm.
excited about that trip. So,
Good. So can somebody give us a thumbs up if you can hear us or comment? We just want to make sure we're all set.
sorry, I'm changing screens.
Yeah,
on
I
you
know.
quite
He's
essentially.
moving all the screens around. Wind noise.
Wind noise slightly.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a little warm in Texas today, and so
Mhm.
we're under a fan.
We wanted you to be able to see the beautiful outdoors here.
The beautiful outdoors. So first and foremost, who wishes they were at Hershey after seeing all the stuff come out of it?
It's me.
Yeah, apparently there's an RV show going on. I'm talking about where they make the chocolate.
Uh-huh.
The rest of it, meh.
No, that's been on our hit list for a while now, I'd say. And each year, like, the timing just doesn't work by this much. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is like we want to do Hershey, kind of like how we want to do the Super Show, because it's a chance for us to get face to face with everybody, which
Right.
is great.
Mhm.
The hard part for us is that it turns into pure chaos.
Yeah, it does, but we have to be there a little bit before, a little bit after. And getting up to Hershey, like the travel is different in our big rig too. Just to be
Yeah,
prepared for.
if you're in a really
Mhm.
big roller coasters and RVs, yes, that's awesome.
That should be the name of a YouTube channel.
Roller coasters and
It
RVs,
should, yes.
second channel, I guess third channel now.
Go to different theme parks, ride the roller coasters.
No more channels for us.
No.
But yeah, so we've been watching. So
Mhm.
we've obviously have quite a few friends there. The guys at Alliance are there
Yeah.
doing their thing. And I'm not even going to mention all the content creators. So
Oh no, but everybody's had a great time. So maybe we'll try again next year.
yeah, I've only gotten about 36 text messages yesterday alone,
That's it.
asking where we were or miss you, that kind of a thing.
But
So
it's also not 95 degrees up there. Which I would.
I don't
take.
know. I haven't, they looked warm yesterday, but so
All right.
with that,
Mhm.
what have we been up to?
I feel like we've been running around.
Just in our minds. So obviously there's no video today. This is that video and everything's backwards from what I'm
Mhm.
seeing on the camera. Like even
Uh-huh.
the lens on the camera
Uh-huh.
from you guys is backwards. So that's messing with me just a little bit.
And his ADD. So if you see his eyes looking
Yeah.
all around, that's what's going on.
Well, and then I got the Wisconsin game right over your left. So I'm trying to peek a score. Somebody in here said that Wisconsin was winning, which they are actively not now.
Oh no, I think that was Walter.
It was. Oh, there it is. Hi, Walter. They are not winning anymore. It is now 7-3.
Sad
I'm
day.
very much so paying attention. And Andy, for
Mhm.
saying who schedules a live. So this is the most. We have this tool that we use to tell us kind of when people are on, best
Mhm.
time to post, all that good stuff on YouTube.
Yep.
And this is it. So just know, I'd rather be here with you than watching.
Oh, that's big. That's big. All
What?
right.
Just kidding.
All right. So what
Um,
have we been up to?
Yeah, all of it.
Mhm.
So this year has been interesting.
It has. It's been a lot.
It's been a lot of two routes with
Mhm.
some dabbage. Is that a word?
Dabbage. That's not a word.
I was watching Hot Ones this morning.
Oh.
With some dabs of randomness in there. So
Mhm.
because we've been to Florida twice this year,
Mhm.
and now we'll have been to Elkhart twice after next week.
Yes, we're taking the same routes. We know the routes too well, which means it is time to shake it up.
Yes. Also, if you're in here, if you have questions, by all means, ask them. We have a few kind of question answer
Mhm.
stuff. We have some stuff from Instagram that I posted the other day
Mhm.
that I just realized I didn't put all in there. I put one of them in there and stopped for some reason, so I'll have to pull that up. But yeah, if you have questions for us, like what's on tap,
Yeah.
why does the channel look different, why did the podcast name change?
Take a nap.
Take a nap. So a few weeks ago, we were supposed to do this live last week.
Uh-huh.
And instead we were in Hot Springs recently with the Gars who are on here.
I wear my
And-
shirt.
Yes. And so our timing, we had some stuff change last week that we had to kind of move around, unfortunately. And so we
Yeah.
pushed the live to this week, and then we moved up the tour we did with their rig. So if you've seen their rig, Gars, you don't count because you obviously have seen your own rig. That is probably one of the coolest 44s
It is.
I've ever seen. I'm partial to mine, but I'd trade you straight up right now, Andy.
Thank you guys so much for letting us crash your rig too and tour it. So.
Yep. So we did that video. So next week will be our Hot Springs video that the
Mhm.
Gars are kind of sprinkled in
Mhm.
out there. And then we've got new and exciting stuff after that. So,
Mm.
so as far as Florida and Indiana, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little over both of them.
We're a little- yeah, needed to happen, but we're done.
I'm sure Florida is amazing in the winter. Well, I know it's amazing
We
in the
know.
winter because I'm there. But yeah, we were there for the RV Unplugged rally. And then earlier in the year in January, we were there for the Super Show, the PGA show, and RV Unplugged Season 2 production.
Yeah, we were there for like 2 months.
Yes.
And granted, we had a great time. It was good to see everybody, but it's time to see something new.
It is. So with that being said, my nose starts itching as soon as we do this.
Always.
Where are we headed to next?
Inside. No. So actually, this isn't a we thing. This is a you thing.
It is. And before we jump into that, Jessica, we had a blast too, and we're already talking about the next time. So,
That's right.
Yeah. So the rig and me are
Mhm.
leaving on Monday.
That's right. Very soon.
There's a reason why the RV is not in the background right now, and it's
Mhm.
because Lauren had to move off.
Move off. Let's explain that a little bit, shall we? So you actually recently took the rig to work with Todd on a little project,
Yep.
and just check some things out. Everything's good, but
Yeah.
he needed to do that, and therefore that leaves me homeless because, as you know, that is our home. So Ryan's parents are kind enough to let us stay here when things like that come up. Now, granted that he just got back, and then we only had a couple of days here before he leaves again. It was a lot easier just for us and the dogs to stay here than it
Right.
was to try to move back into the rig for a couple of days and move back out.
So I came over too.
That's right.
So we've been housing it for this week,
Mhm.
and the rig's pretty much ready to roll. I got to
Right.
do a few things to it. We never really made it unready,
No.
but I had to do a few things like do a dump and get the tanks loaded up and kind of get it ready. So it's ready to go. But yeah, so I head out for Elkhart.
Mhm.
I don't know why that threw me off. Elkhart is in Indiana, and I wanted to say Indiana. But we're headed up there. We are doing our 12-month maintenance on our IS with MoreRide,
Mhm.
plus maybe some new things from MoreRide. We're going to talk while we're up there.
It's a possibility.
You know how we love our MoreRide stuff.
We really do.
Yeah, I will say, out of everything on the RV,
Legitimately.
anything that says MoreRide on the side of it
Yeah.
has been stellar. Now that I've said that,
Uh-huh.
I'm sure something will break.
Aw.
That's how RVs work. You talk about it, it'll break. You think about it, it'll break. You look at it weird, it'll break. But we have that, and then kind of crime of opportunity. Well, kind of. A little bit of a crime of opportunity. If I'm going to be in Elkhart, I might as well go visit Alliance.
That's right. Might as well. Our friends.
So we have a few small things, mostly aesthetic, that we're going to have them look at. But they have something called Dealer Open House, which is where they unveil officially all the 25 stuff. If you notice, if you're watching any of the stuff up in Hershey, there's something missing that's been rumored out on the YouTubes, especially if you follow Josh the RV Nerd.
Yeah.
So I'll be at the launch for that. I think I'll be at the launch for that.
Hopefully.
Joe's being very cryptic. I don't really know what I'm agreed to, but and we're going to look at some of the 25 updates across all lines. Obviously, Paradigm got a pretty big facelift.
Yeah, for sure.
Valor got a few small things for the 25 model year. Avenue got a pretty big facelift, not as big as Paradigm, but it is still a good size one.
Yeah.
A new product, and I don't think Delta got anything because it's still brand new.
It's still pretty new, but
So,
it's always nice to kind of know what's going on just in case we
Right.
see something we like.
so we're going to go up there and check. Well, I'm going to go up there and check all that out, and then crime of opportunity. I'm going to actually leave the rig with them for a week to tweak a few things, and I'm going to go visit my folks in Madison.
That's right.
So hopefully it's not a murder scene after this game is over. We're playing Alabama. Wisconsin's playing Alabama. So yeah, it could be a rough week up there. But so I'll be heading up there to visit with them. I'm sure play some golf with my dad.
That's
So
right.
season 3 guests for the location. I'm assuming you mean RVU.
Mhm.
I know. So it's not a guess for me, but they haven't said it yet, so I'm not going to say it yet.
Just so you guys know, I don't even really know.
No, she doesn't know.
And so that's top secret still. I didn't know it had been decided.
Yeah, in fact, over on Facebook, we're live on multiple things. There's Jack and Shelby. Hello.
Hey guys.
There's some other questions I will definitely get to, but so there, Jack and Shelby, they are asking us our best guess for season 3 of RV Unplugged, and this is a crime of opportunity because you guys won.
Huh.
So I don't know if you guys know or not, but if you had to guess where it was, I can't guess because I know.
That's right.
So anyway, hi Jack and Shelby. We missed seeing
Hey,
you
guys.
this week. We wish we could have been up there.
Yes, they were with us in Pigeon Forge and the Smokies. They were our Sherpas.
They were. I forgot about that. Oh, that stupid game with the water thing. Yeah.
Jack bested you.
Time zone clue on it. That's a tough one.
Oh.
No,
No, don't give away too much.
no.
How about this? I don't know if you. Well, no, I'm not going to ask that because if the answer is away, you're going to have to give it away. So no, I'm not going to do it.
What?
I was going to say, is it going to be at the same place as last season?
Maybe.
See, exactly. So all right, moving on.
Yeah, and then hey guys, been watching the doppelganger video. I thought that was a funny term for it too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're on here. That's the Gars.
Mhm.
They got fancy RV.
They got fancy.
Time zone clue. That was a good one. So
Mhm.
okay, where else are we going? Coming up rather soon.
Where have we not been much of? Out.
I was about to say
West.
anywhere. Well, we went to Santa Fe
Yeah.
twice, but once without the RV, once with the RV.
Right. Exactly. So we are headed out west. Now there's some other like littler stuff mixed in, but our next like big thing that we have been working on with other people is out west.
So Jack and Shelby or
Mhm.
Jack or whoever, whichever version of you guys are on here on Facebook. And I know you guys aren't seeing some of these comments over on YouTube. So that's why I'm putting them on the screen. But any plans for January? So what she's talking about is in January. So January 14th to the 16th. Sorry, I can't read my notes. We are going to be a part of something called the United Rally.
Yes.
So that is being put on by Todd and Sheila from Switch It Up. So if you're curious about tickets and all of that stuff, I will put a link in the comments when we're done.
When we're done.
But if you just go to UnitedRally2024.com, I believe is what it is, or if you go to any of our videos or anything we've done last fall, you'll see a link to that for tickets. So that is just outside of Tucson, Arizona. Technically, it's at the Pima County Fairgrounds.
Woohoo!
And there are a bunch of other channels. I'm going to get it
You see
very.
tapping. You're probably making them have an earthquake.
Woo!
Stop. Oh god.
There are a bunch of other channels that are going to be there, and so off the top of my head, the ones that have announced and are our friends Dave and Tanya from
Hello.
Turn It Up and Let's Turn It Up World,
I'm so excited to see them.
Chris and Katrina from Our Everyday Getaway, so a couple of season 1 OGs.
I think the Roadsmiths are going to be there.
The Roadsmiths are going to be there. The Brazen Brits are going to be there. Sweet Life. We didn't know them prior. They have an HDT, so naturally Todd flocked to them. So they're going to be there, and I know I'm missing some.
Absolutely.
And more adding. I've caught rumor of another one that's would round off. Well, it would be fun if they were there. My liver's going to pay for it.
No.
Let's
Now
just
I
say,
know who you're talking
so that will, we'll see. We'll see. So
just so you guys know, the United Rally, we don't even entirely know what to expect because this is its first year. And so we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes.
There are going to be, things we can do.
Jessica mentioned No Sticks, No Bricks will be there. Sorry, we don't know them, so we remember the ones that we know.
Oh, that's right. They are going to be there. I saw that.
And then apparently,
oh my goodness, Jack and Shelby just announced they're going to be there.
so Scotch and then Jack just bring a lot, and I mean a lot, of old-fashioned stuff.
So
this is the warning now. Yes.
Jack brings the most fantastic setup to make homemade old fashions.
We need to upgrade your fire situation.
We do.
Though.
He brings his own table, and they are amazing. And Ryan said this is one of the best old fashions he's ever had. So not only do they look really cool, they taste great.
Yeah.
So,
Daryl Endor Clay is on here as well. So hey guys,
hey Tolson's.
we wish we were going to see you this month, but unfortunately, I was talking to Wes, and we can't. I'm still in Elkhart, and she's not.
So I told him, you stay in Elkhart, and I'm going to go out there to Pigeon Forge and Eric and with the Tolsons and the Millers.
So if somebody from wherever you guys are coming from wants to swing through Texas and grab her, I can meet you as soon as I'm done. I'm not that far away. It's a day drive for me.
You misunderstood. I'll drive. I'll fly. I'll get there.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, y'all are going to have so much fun. We wish we could be there. Oh, goodness. But yes, so the United Rally, going to be a lot of fun, going to be a lot of people, but let's talk timing because that's in mid-January. Where does that mean we will not be?
Well, yeah. So it's the exact same time as the Tampa show. So we will not be at Tampa this year. This will be our first year in 3.
Well, it's close. I don't know if it's the exact, but it's close enough that we can't make it.
No, it's that week.
It is that week.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the Quartzsite show is the week after Tampa,
Okay.
and it's the week after this. So I don't know if the dates are exactly the same,
Yeah,
but it's during. And so if you're in Arizona versus going out to Tampa, thank you. Yeah, there's no way unless you have some magic button on your RV that I wish I had.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that. So
Yes, so that means for the first time in a long time, we will not be in Florida in January. So come hang out with us in Arizona. And
we haven't gone west that much. Now we've been west without an RV. I've been west a lot more than you have. But we visited California. It's my things pre-channel, pre-RV. But yeah, we're excited to go explore out there. We're hopefully going to get out there a few days early.
I had such a blonde moment. He was like, "We've been to California," and I was like, "What? We have?"
You have a picture.
I know. That's what I was thinking. We went to Alcatraz. We did San Francisco. Sorry. Oh goodness.
So Walter said, "Tell folks to get the Switch It Up app." A plethora of So I don't have the app, so I don't know that.
You
But
put
yeah,
that on the screen.
Switch It Up does have an app. that you can get as well. I know there's some location stuff in there.
Mhm.
We're not on it, so I have no idea, to be completely honest with you.
That's a good suggestion.
Todd's not a sharer, apparently.
Oh, sad
Well, actually, some carriers he's too much of a sharer. but-
it's going to be a fun time. I know that much, and we're excited.
Yes, we are. So if you'd like to join us, I know originally I told Todd I would smoke a brisket, but
Oh,
one of the sad things that we have to kind of process still is when we were visiting Todd Henson
Mhm.
down at his place. We went and crashed their house for a few days.
Mhm.
Rest in peace, my smoker is still there in a dumpster.
You want to tell them how it went out?
It caught fire.
It caught on fire.
So, okay, something happened, and it's been teetering on the edge of breaking for a while. You kind of just know with pellet smokers.
Yeah.
And I'll try and show the picture because I think it's just funny. But we were smoking a brisket. So I was doing a test brisket for something. I wanted to do brisket tacos.
It was down there.
And so it it didn't do well. Let's just say that. So we transferred the brisket over to Todd. We saved the brisket. Don't get me wrong.
No, absolutely.
It wasn't as good as it could have been because I think the heat was too all over the place. But we moved it over to Todd's smoker, and then it was smoldering from the hopper where you keep the pellets. And so I opened it. And I was trying to just let it cool off. I had turned the grill off, all that.
Mhm.
I got into Todd's shop. It's all right there together.
Mhm.
And then I came back out, and I hear Steph, his wife, go, "Ryan, your smoker's on fire." I was like, "What do you mean my smoker's on fire?"
The
Yeah.
smoker's on fire.
The smoker's on fire. And I know that's not focusing all that great, but
And
yeah.
it
So-
wasn't, I mean, nothing else was harmed. No buildings caught fire. It wasn't close to the RV,
I mean,
at least not that I'm
a lot
aware
of things were harmed, but no, nothing was damaged other than the smoker was officially done in. So
Yeah. Mhm.
I think what happened is the auger got loose, and then fire made it its way inside,
Mm,
and somehow created this like vacuum fun effect. So, like, remember the movie Backdraft?
no.
No, that's the '90s for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those situations. So,
Anyway, so yes, we are processing that and seeing what we want to do to move forward with that. Hey, Lori's on there. Hey, Lori, aren't you supposed to be competing out in Tyler? I'm
that's
just
what I was
kidding.
about to ask.
This is Lori's one of my friends from the barn, and she is at a show competition this weekend with her horse, and they are doing a phenomenal job.
Are you? So I'm having Hershey
Yeah.
FOMA, and you're FOMO, and you're having Tyler FOMA. Well,
So-
you also didn't work in the rain.
Exactly. They had, we have a rule of thumb, and it's the weather sucks in Tyler. And this week has held true to that. They had like a day or two of rain, and then this weekend is supposed to set nearly record high temperatures for this time in September. So
Always
But
at
that's-
Tyler.
that's not stopping her. She's doing a great job.
No, it's not. Pits with a purpose. Hey guys.
Smoke. I know.
Too soon.
I
Too
wanted-
soon. This all happened last weekend. Too soon.
I said it went out in a blaze of glory. He didn't find that funny, but hey, there you go.
Joke's on you. We have to buy a smoker now. We don't have to, but they'd be upset.
Oh, they would, huh? they would be so upset about
Especially anybody that's going to be on the other side of the United Rally. So anyway,
that. The fact of the matter is, I'm upset because that smoker often makes me dinner. So, yeah.
exactly. That's a lot, man. I got to read that. So turn the trade, my turnkey barbecue concession. Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Very cool.
Awesome.
I think
Mhm.
that may be overkill for a new smoker for me.
I think you might be right.
Or
No.
we could just travel.
No.
So here's what we do. If the Tolsons are still on here in some more capacity, I need to get your rig from you.
Mhm.
I don't want to buy it. Just give it to me.
Oh, okay. Super.
And we'll tow that. And now we've got a mobile restaurant.
So I did tell him that like life goals way down the road is that I wanted to have a Class A, but I wanted to tow like a taco truck or a food truck or trailer of some sort. And that way, wherever we went, we could have, like the food we like to have and share it with everybody. Food is love.
I'm well loved.
How fun would that be?
For the person not cooking it, I'm sure it's a
Be
blast.
great.
Yeah. Where'd Ryan go? He lives in there now.
He lives in the taco truck.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That's there's worse places to be.
Very true.
So I guess some of our big question is if you've noticed now over the last, I'm going to say 6-ish months, really 4 months, probably visually outside. We've been, I hate using this term because I know what's going to happen, but we've been switching it up just a little bit. So,
Yeah,
if you've
we have.
noticed, the podcast went from the RV Shenanigans podcast to the Millers in Motion podcast. Some of that was because people were searching for it using our name
Yeah,
and they couldn't find it because it wasn't in there.
there was some disconnect.
Your mom says hi. Hey, in case you're curious, that's who we say bye to a lot. Well, I'm pointing at the screen and I'm realizing that's There we go. Who we say bye to.
That's my mama. Hi, mama.
And so we made some things change on the background, and it
Mhm.
actually kind of, as far as the YouTube verse and all that stuff, it kind of hurt us a little
I
bit.
was gonna say this is one of those kind of how the sausage gets made things.
I'm waving. Sorry. At least you said it. I mean, because otherwise we can't see that.
But yes, the podcast was kind of hurting the channel, and then people that were looking for the podcast were finding the channel, and we were losing some people in there and getting a lot of comment back
Well,
on that.
And while some of the people that watch no matter what, which is probably you guys, and we appreciate that,
We
not
love
everybody loved the podcast and the videos being in the same place, and so they had to
Yes, yeah.
kind of separate.
Mhm.
We've taken a little bit of I'm calling it a hiatus
Mhm.
from the podcast. We're making some changes there. So believe it or not, on the podcast side, of everybody that listens or watches the podcast, YouTube only makes up sub 5%
Yeah.
of that. And so it was actually quite a bit of work to synchronize a lot of that video once you start editing it,
Mhm.
which resulted in like 6 to 8 hours of work, depending on the day,
Mhm.
for me, just to get the video version of the podcast up, which was literally
Right.
less than 5% of the, I'm going to say, listenership in this scenario.
Well, and that also held us back from doing more of them because
It
there
did.
was, more work
Well,
involved in that.
And they became cumbersome on the
Mhm.
backside. So it is going to be an audio only podcast for now.
Mhm.
Only because at the end of the day, there's only so many hours in the day, and
Mhm.
I have to find time to be able to do all the things we want to do. And so
Right. Mhm.
it is going to be coming back. I'm not going to sit here and say exactly when, because we do have some shows set up and ready to go.
Mhm.
But once we can bring it back, just like the videos, we're not going to stop it.
Right.
And at least for the foreseeable future.
So it's just taking a little nap. And once it gets back up and going, I thought
saying
that
what
was
you're
about
saying.
that. Anyway, so once it gets back up and going, yes, we are going to hit the ground running, and we'll have a lot of good content back.
Yep.
And we are excited to do that.
So this is a good
Mhm.
kind of now for the video side of it. And guys, I know you said after United Rally head across the country, you're trying to kill us for starters. For the Southern Ally Rally in March, which is an Alliance sponsored
Mhm.
regional rally.
Right.
So I believe it's one of the bigger ones that's not a national rally.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because Alliance has 2 national rallies now. They have the main
Yes.
one that's in Elkhart or Goshen,
Uh-huh.
Indiana, and then they added the Vegas one, which I haven't seen anything on in a while, actually. now
Oh,
that I
that's
say
a good
that.
point. We need to check in on
I'm
that.
assuming it still exists,
Mhm.
but
Oh, I thought it hadn't happened yet. Wasn't it the
no, it
end
hadn't
of-
happened yet. But
Okay.
I don't remember when. I hadn't seen anything on it, which means it's out of sight, out of mind for Ryan. And so, unfortunately, that doesn't work for us, only because we have something else planned in March that we have had planned for quite a while with some friends.
And we already paid for it.
Well, we paid for most of it.
Yeah.
We paid for enough of it
Yeah.
to.
You put that one up there.
Yes, Curtis, I know the Wisconsin game on. So many people are telling me this. In all fairness, it's on right over there too. So last I checked, it was 7-3. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's fine.
Wow.
Everything is fine.
He's gonna be fine.
Jessica, thank you, Jessica. It's at the end of October at the
Oasis.
Oasis RV Park in Las Vegas,
Yes.
Nevada. So, anywho,
Yes.
so what we were getting at there is,
Mhm.
the videos, if you notice, we did a cruise series a while back.
Mhm.
So we are going to fixate more on just travel. Now, I say that the RV is a very large portion of travel for us. So we're still talking
Yes.
way north of 50% of the travel will be in an RV. But we also realize that we really like cruises because,
Yes.
well, there's somebody that picks up after you and feeds you and a bar,
And they're a blast.
follows you around.
And contrary to what you're seeing, we do still live in, if you're late to the conversation, we do still live in the RV. This is his parents' house. Anyways, long story going back. You can start from the beginning. But
So-
yes.
So essentially, that's kind of where the videos are going to be. It's still us. The videos aren't going to change and feel all that much. Just
Yeah.
know that there might be some very random adventures in there because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's for us, it's always about the adventure. And it always has been. It's what
Yeah.
started the channel way back when until COVID said, no.
That's what I was going to say is this is actually kind of full circle because that's where we started.
Yeah.
Was just pure travel. And then that actually led us to the RVs for more travel.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks for the update, Curtis, but I'm not sure that I like it.
So yes, we're just kind of coming back to that, and that was why we picked the name Miller's in Motion and not something RV based. Was because the idea was travel and experiences. Period.
So we have a lot of very fun things.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say? Sorry, I'm
Mm-hmm. Cruise direction.
nice. So yeah, for us, we enjoy cruising.
Mhm.
So we've got one planned in March with some friends. I'm sure
That's
you'll
right.
see them soon.
And now, don't worry, it's not going to be the whole channel or anything, but
I mean, it's not gonna be the whole channel.
well, like we aren't just doing cruises.
Oh,
We're not like
no,
switching
no.
gears in that regard. No.
Nope.
So the RV still has its stronghold. We're just going to take some other little things here and there.
Well, and we have these weird windows. So we do live full time in our RV. I think by now, if you're on here, you know we're not necessarily. We do become semi-stationary every once in a while because of
Mhm.
Lauren's job is here, and while she has a remote portion of it, she still has to be in the office a little bit. My parents are getting a little on the. How do I phrase this politely? I wanted to say older side, but really it's just needier. Because I feel like even if they were younger, they were still needy, but they're
Yeah.
needier now.
It's true.
So they're in that stage where I have to watch them.
They're also less trustworthy now. We often find
Right,
out.
mind you, your mom's on here,
I
so
know.
be careful.
We're not talking about my mom. We're talking about your parents. My mom and I are about to redo her kitchen, so that's going to be fun. Construction. Anyways, your parents, we find out about activities and needs because we share an Amazon account. And so,
I start seeing a lot of like self-fixing things all of a sudden.
yeah,
Like, what's this for?
there was one time we caught like a chair and a walker or something, and we called him. We're like, what's going on here?
Oh, your mom fell. What?
Your mom fell in the middle of the night, and we had to call 911. So
They're not great about sharing information
They're not.
initially. It eventually comes out.
eventually,
So because of that, we're trying to use Fort Worth, which we always have, but a little bit more so now,
Mhm.
as a hub.
Right.
And so we do swing into Fort, like that's where we are right now.
Mhm.
And while I'm up in Wisconsin, I've already seen the list. It's so long of
Mhm.
things that I need to help them fix. It's all tech. If
All
it's-
tech.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's kind of one of the reasons why we come back here quite a bit.
And
So,
Ryan has a sister, but she lives out of state, and most of his parents' family is also out of state. So they have very few relatives that are right in this area aside from us. So
it's us.
it's us. That's okay.
So, anyway, so with that being
Mhm.
said, we have the adventure stuff coming. Sometimes it'll be quick trips. Sometimes it'll be cruise stuff. Most of the time it'll be RV stuff. You know us, we're not big on the RV how-to,
Yeah.
only because
Mhm.
normally I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I go to Todd.
That's why we learn from other people.
Why learn it when someone else just do it for you?
Anyways,
So with that being said, did you like the cruise content? We got really good analytical results from it, I guess, but sometimes that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Mhm.
And so if you guys liked it, I'm going to keep doing it. If you don't like it, I'll consider other options.
we're still going on the cruise. We just maybe wouldn't film as much of it.
Right. And that's the thing is like, how many videos is too many of a cruise?
Mhm.
Or is the information helpful or entertaining in some way, some fashion? So what's ironic about the cruise we're doing on in March, it's a return. We've never been on the same cruise ship twice. Now we've only been on 3 cruises
3.
actively. So we've been on Royal, Norwegian, and Disney. And this is our first, not only return to a line, but a return to a ship. So in 2000,
18.
I think it was 18, but I thought you said it was something else. So I was like, just take the date with a grain of salt. This ship, its inaugural sailings, which is typically like 2 months of sailings, was out of for our Alaska cruise in 2018. It was the Norwegian Bliss, and that's the ship we're going to be on.
We had a fantastic
That was a
time.
blast.
That was before the channel, and this is kind of one of those moments. I wish we had the channel so that we could film more of it because it was amazing.
Sorry, the
And-
dog's chasing squirrels in the corner. I saw a white streak out of my peripheral vision there. So
And yeah, we agree with this. Alaska is highly recommended. So
yeah, in fact, the Alaska cruise is what made us want to get into
Mhm.
RVing, so we could go to Alaska, where we still haven't done.
exactly.
We-
With the gills up there.
Yeah, I saw that. We have talked about this. So on
So
our
much.
last Royal ship,
Uh-huh.
so the timing is everything, and I will say that it very much so applies to cruises. So when we were on the Royal ship, it was a celebration for your little sister's graduation from high school.
Right.
Well, the big thing was they didn't want to wait like 3 months to go on the cruise, so they wanted to go pretty quick after graduation. You know what they didn't process?
Everybody else would be doing that same thing.
Sometimes I really think through everything great. I don't know how that one missed me
I
so
don't know
badly.
how you missed that.
So I will say that the kids on this ship were out of control, which I don't blame Royal. Well, there's some things I blame Royal for, but
You've
for the
already
most
hopped
part-
on that soapbox.
I will jump back on it.
No, I will push you out the chair.
So that made us look up other cruises, and Virgin popped up. We have absolutely talked about wanting to do it. We even have a
Yes.
couple itineraries that are like, ooh, that'd be fun.
We were this close to doing the New Year's cruise with them, which would have been a lot of fun.
Well,
But
not anymore. We've spent some money on cruises here recently, so
yes. Well, so it also would have been too many cruises kind of back to back to back.
that's the other thing is with the channel. Yes, we want to do it. It would be based on how the content's going to be coming out. Like, believe it or not, we're scheduled now through January for our content. Hadn't been shot yet,
Mhm.
so obviously stuff could change. But
Yeah.
I got a little worried that there could be too much cruise for a channel that's
Mhm.
been very much so an RV channel initially. So,
Yeah.
trust me, the other travel is going to get sprinkled in lightly.
Mhm.
Anyway, so as far as the cruise goes, we're going back to the Bliss, which will be interesting to see it from 2018 to 2005. That's 2005 then.
25.
25. I lost 20 years
Lost
somehow.
a few years.
Now, if only my actual age could do that.
But it was a
Um,
beautiful ship. So we're looking forward to that. And we're doing a different itinerary.
Yes. I'm
Mhm.
excited about this one because it's very port heavy. So we've only done 7-night cruises. I don't know why, we just have.
Mhm.
And they've always had like 3 ports, not including your departure and embarkation.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same thing. Embarkation, debarkation. There we go.
Mhm.
So this one has 5 stops, not including embarkation and
Oh,
debarkation.
it has 5? I thought it had 4. Okay.
Maybe it is 4.
Has,
I don't know.
has
It
several.
has more than we normally are used to. So there's a lot more stops. But
And these are all places I haven't been.
yeah, we definitely want to. Plans after the Tucson rally while in Arizona. So
Fun fact.
January is also a work trip for Ryan.
Mhm.
Not that, but I am going to have to haul, and I mean haul. Like, we're going to leave.
Yes.
So we're leaving the rally the same day everybody else is leaving.
Mhm.
So while all the content creators hang out for a little while and chat,
I know.
we'll be driving a 12-hour day.
Yes, we will.
We have to get back because the following Monday after that ends. So I think that gives me 2 full days to get back to North Texas and get ready. I thought
Sure.
it ended on Saturday. So we're leaving on Saturday, coming back Sunday.
Something like
And
that.
then that Monday morning, I have to fly to Central Florida
Mhm.
for a work thing I do every year. It's
Mhm.
called a PGA show. I still keep my PGA card, even though I don't really work in golf. So
Mhm.
we have to haul back to that pretty quickly. And then
Right.
after that, I probably need a nap.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you got a bug on you. You can nap in Florida. The dogs and I won't be there. I'll let you.
Because I'm not. No. Okay. So which in that scenario, we will have videos coming from that. I typically will maybe do some Disney stuff.
Oh, imagine that. We're going to be in Florida. It won't
Hey, I
all be
haven't-
golf, I promise.
I haven't done Universal in a while. Just saying.
In a hot minute. I think actually I've done Universal more recently than you have. I went with Megan whenever I flew in and hung
Oh,
out
that
with
was a
her.
hot minute ago.
It was.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
So, Jessica, thank you. So the rally ends on Friday the 17th. So we'll leave that Friday. Maybe get back Saturday. Maybe get back Sunday. It'll be Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
If you don't know us well enough, like, take whatever we say and then subtract about a half to a full day. So,
Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate that you work in dates the way that I do. And he's like, I don't know, it's like a Monday to Friday. And I'm like, which one?
right.
So thank you.
So the Wickhams are doing the Switched Up cruise in July. So that's Alaska. That'll be fun. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
We will not be on that one.
No, we won't be on that one. Ours is in March. But there may be other people you recognize on that one.
Sure.
Mhm.
Wait, on which one?
March.
Oh, ours.
Hmm.
There'll definitely be people they recognize. If they know us, they know them
Yes, it's true.
because we're the small guys in that group of 3. Do you harvest host for golf centers? I've heard it's worth the extra $. So here's our thing with Harvest Host. We love the service. We love the ability to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Our travel,
And we love the idea of it.
yeah. We have now spent money on Harvest Host twice. Yes, I say spent money on. We are not sponsored by, nor have we ever been sponsored by.
Nope.
We pay the same price everybody else does.
Mhm.
Twice.
Nice.
Because I forgot that it auto renewed. So we've done it now. I think we've used Harvest Host a total of 3 times in 2 years, 3 nights.
Oh, 3? I
Maybe
can only
4.
think of 2.
Well, you
But-
weren't on one of them. That's why.
That's why. Okay.
And it's been
Oh,
the
that's
same
right.
place.
Yeah, it's been the same one.
So our issue with Harvest Host is that we want to spend money with some of these places and we want to support them, The problem is that typically they close somewhere between 5 and 6, unless it's like a bar, restaurant, or distillery or something. And we can never quite seem to get there. Like we
Right.
don't normally get off the road till
Mhm,
I always like to say about 30 minutes till dark is kind of my line.
mhm.
So situational based on time of year. Winter, that's 5:30 in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Summer, that's 10 o'clock at night. And so because of that, we typically don't use Harvest Host all that much. With
Mhm.
that also being said, I've never parked the rig at the golf courses. I know the
Right.
golf courses I've been to, and that's a hard no. I did play golf at one of the golf courses that was also Harvest Host, and I can tell you, they said 45 plus.
Yeah,
They don't understand.
I think from what I heard, the experience with the golf courses has not been quite as good as it is with the rest of the facilities, whether it's size, area of town, and safety, the maneuverability in the parking lot, that sort of thing.
Yeah, safety wise, it's pretty much okay. I mean, for the most part, especially but I will say that the nicer country clubs aren't going to do Harvest Host.
Exactly.
And you could potentially get some areas. And yes, Jessica, to answer your question, we are almost exclusively Cracker Barrel boondockers. So
I don't know how we're not sponsored by Cracker Barrel at this
if
point.
anybody knows anybody about Cracker Barrel, as much as just the amount of money we've spent alone eating in their restaurants because we use them every time. In fact, guess where I'm sleeping on Monday night?
Guess what?
It's a Cracker Barrel. Don't know which one yet. But
Surprised I haven't bought stock in Cracker Barrel. But did you see that? See what Curtis said?
yeah, well, Curtis is from my Diamond Oaks days.
Okay, but still, I'm just saying, you have a friend that wants golf videos.
Okay, Curtis, I would love to do more golf videos. Unfortunately, they do very poorly on YouTube
That's true.
because we don't do them. If it was just golf, because I've thought about that. If we're traveling more, I thought about doing like golf, like its own channel. So don't everybody freak out. But if doing its own channel, like a golf travel destinations thing,
Oh yeah.
and just playing all these courses all across the U.S. and really anywhere,
Mhm.
which means I get to play more golf, which I'm not opposed to.
Sure.
Because since not becoming a professional anymore, and if you didn't know I was a golf pro, I'm still technically am.
Yeah, you still are.
I can still teach. I still have a lot of the abilities. I just, yeah, no thanks. So I do my own thing now. So anyway, that's why I don't. There's no real golf videos. They'll show up occasionally from here to there, especially real cool places.
Yeah.
But they'll be kind of flyover things. So
All right.
we have been answering questions. So
Mhm.
we kind of accidentally answered this earlier. So
Yeah.
one of the questions I had from Instagram earlier was, why didn't we go to the Hershey show? And are we going to the Florida RV Super Show?
Right.
So you know why we're not going to the Florida show. Obviously, you know
Mhm.
why now. Why are we not at the Hershey show this week?
We didn't make it. We want to make it, but the scheduling just never quite lined up right.
Right.
Because that would be really hard for you to be in Athens last weekend, Hershey this weekend, back here to drop me off, and then up in Indiana next week.
Yeah. So honestly,
It's a
when
lot.
it boils down to it, which is a great problem to have, is but our schedule's pretty full.
Mhm.
And remember, it's not always, while YouTube is a big portion of what I do, it does in some capacity require Lauren to be present for some of it.
Mhm.
And so not everything we can make magically schedule. In fact, looking at the content
Mhm.
through what we've got scheduled to the end of the year, there more than likely is going to be a solo trip. Unfortunately, I'm still grasping with is this okay or not?
Right. Mhm.
So it's just kind of is what it is. So
It is.
if you have any other questions, by all means ask. Curtis also
Mhm.
said, you just saw that one. They actually have been ours too. They've been mine. Let me rephrase that.
I had a blast on the Disney cruise.
Okay.
I really did.
So Disney is one of those hard things because I feel like you love or hate it.
Mhm.
There's
That's
really
true.
no in between. I will say, and this is where I was going earlier with the kid thing on Royal. You called it my soapbox.
And
So-
look at you back up on it.
Well, and it's not so much a soapbox, but I think Disney does a phenomenal. If you're okay with not having a casino
Yes.
and you're okay with theming,
Mhm.
we'll call it
Agreed.
theming,
Agreed.
mouse heads everywhere.
Mhm.
They do a really, really good job of entertaining the kids.
Mhm.
So you lose casinos on Disney cruise ships, but you gain kid spaces that
That's
are
right.
kids only. And I think that they go out of their way to entertain the kids
Yeah. Mhm.
to where they actually would rather be there than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Or they exhaust them to the point that they just want to go to eat and sleep
It's true.
when they're done with them. So
Mhm.
I feel like the kids on the Disney ship were better behaved. Now, school was in session when we were on that ship too.
Right.
So I do think that scheduling has
Mm.
some of these factors.
And it's been a long time since we did the Disney one, so we don't know what's changed. Like maybe it's more themed now or something.
And I can tell you it
different,
is. So the first 4 ships were like they were designed as ships, and then they inserted some theming. Some
Right.
areas more than others. And now the newer ships that have come out, like the Wish and the Treasure, is going to be coming out early 25, I think. If Gill Complex is on here still,
They know.
you guys know. I think you know. And so, yeah, from that standpoint, they entertain the kids to where they're so tired. So they're just slightly better behaved. But you have to be okay with whole theming.
Right.
We did the adults only section a lot. And I will say, because there's so many families, it's empty.
It was great.
So it was great. There's room in the pool. There was room in all the things. So
But Norwegian we really liked. But again, was school in session at that time. It was an
Yeah.
Alaskan cruise. How much of that is, really for families that they're marketing towards. So, yeah, take it how you will. But
yes.
we had a good time of both.
And I will say, I do think that they all have their place. Like
Yeah.
now, Norwegian and Royal are probably the most competitor to each other.
Yeah.
I can tell you, we've not done Carnival. Probably won't do Carnival.
Probably won't do Carnival.
Seems a little too spring breaky for me. But I personally, I liked Norwegian slightly better than Royal.
Okay.
I just like the spaces better. I felt like Royal felt like they were trying to jam as many people on the ship as they could. We were on Harmony of the Seas, which is a very large ship. So just, and I saw David, I saw your question. We'll get to that one next. Do the spa pass, no minors. So yes, I do agree with that. But at the same time too,
I'm all right with that.
I'm okay with that too. Somewhere to relax where they're not around. So on Royal, they have the solarium. And for some reason on Harmony, the crew was not enforcing the no kids thing.
No, they weren't.
And so they were all over the place.
I like Curtis's suggestion. If you do Carnival, the captain's
Well,
suite.
everything's nice in the captain's suite. You don't just hang out there the whole time.
Not the
I'm
truth.
sure if you have that suite, the bar comes to you
There you
and the
go.
food comes to you. So,
Awesome.
okay,
right.
back on RVs.
RVs.
So, David, what RV camping membership do you use? So we don't have many, so we can
Yeah.
run through them very quickly.
Okay.
Whether or not we use them, we pay for them. Does that count?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So we have a Harvest Host membership.
Mhm,
We have an RV Life Pro membership.
mhm.
But as far as camping,
Right.
do we have any other memberships? Or is
No,
that it?
that's it. We're pretty bare bones. Hey, Ed, thanks for joining us. I just saw you pop on.
So, yeah, we don't have a lot of camping memberships. Now, I
Right.
say that we maintain a annual site somewhere typically, and so we always have that ability to come back to that site. Now,
Right.
the downside of that is when we leave, we have paid for a site somewhere, and now we're paying for another site. So, like if we go Pigeon Forge,
Mhm.
I'm still trying to figure out how to make that work
Me too.
with the Tolsons and the Millers.
Uh-huh.
Not us, the other Millers.
The other Millers. We're not
Um,
related, though,
Even though Wes will say we're cousins all day, which is hilarious.
all day.
He has a gun. I do what he wants.
Anyways.
So we, it's we RV Life I use a ton of.
Yeah, we use that for route planning a lot.
I use it for route planning. I use it for campsite searches because I can do it all in one place. Harvest Host, I would argue, we're probably not going to renew it.
Yeah, we're just not using it.
We're
as
not, yeah,
much.
and we like the idea of it. And
Yeah.
if you are that person that likes to only drive for
Mhm.
what is it, the
A reasonable
333 rule?
You
Yeah,
say a reasonable
not
amount.
us.
Yeah.
Then that's
Mhm.
great. I'm sure that's a wonderful thing for you guys. It just doesn't work for us. The dog is
And-
having a panic attack over the
She's
squirrel.
chasing squirrels. But also the places we've stayed with Harvest Host have been fantastic.
Oh yeah, they've been
We've
great.
had great experiences.
Yep.
That's not to say our experience has been poor.
It's just one of those things for us that it's from our travel schedule. It's just way easier to pull into a Cracker Barrel, get some dinner, crash, get up the next morning and roll. And so
Mhm.
we are the convenience seekers, not
We
the
are.
not the destination people. We
No.
want to get to that final spot and stop.
Now, this isn't necessarily campgrounds, but for your travel days, just to make those easier, I, in general,
Ear headphones.
strongly recommend the TSD card. The
Oh yeah, it's not a membership, but
it's
it kind of is.
kind of
There's
is.
no you pay an initiation fee.
I don't think so.
So it's yeah,
We
we use the crap out of TSD.
Yes.
Open Roads. We're
Open
talking about
Roads.
Open Roads. Sorry, I know
Mhm.
they're not TSD anymore.
yes.
So they've splintered off. They are their own thing. But yeah, Open Roads we use a ton
a
of.
lot.
Gas Buddy. If you don't have a
Mhm.
diesel, I would say that.
Yes, but he's good for you're not.
It's
using
so-
stuff.
Open Roads will only get you anything in the commercial lanes. So if that's diesel
Mhm.
only and DEF on the pump.
Right.
I've yet to put any of the DEF fluid from like a bin into our truck.
That's true.
and we've had that
for
truck
years.
since 21.
Two, something like that.
Sure.
Close.
Since we bought the first RV, the old
Which was
Solitude,
22.
which was right after Tampa. So,
Mhm.
Walter, thank you that you
Mhm.
guys like the cruise videos. So, yay! That
So, yeah.
makes me not want to stop. So, and what did that say? Northern Illinois. Oh,
Camp hosting.
you're back in Northern Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Camp hosting does require work.
Yes,
Sorry.
it does.
Are you guys where you're at for a while? Because last time I saw you guys, we were in Elkhart, and ironically, you
Mhm.
missed us in the beginning. We'll be in Elkhart again. Well, I'll be in Elkhart again.
You will. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll stay here with the dogs.
So that'll be weird, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I
Just
think
as a
that's the
whole,
first
like-
time
This is the first time. Well, no, I had the
you had the dogs when we picked it up.
when I met Ed though.
Mm-hmm.
Were we picking up the rig?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Was that the last time we were in Indiana?
You were. You can just see the wheels spinning.
Oh, like
This is
loading
not as
circle
exciting
above
for
my
them
head.
as it is for you.
Well, I'm just trying to. Okay, my
Anyway.
sanity's slipping away slowly. So, the captain's quarters.
I
Thanks,
know,
Curtis.
that's
You're
awesome.
super helpful.
Anyways.
So, what else do you got? That's kind of all the things I had for the rundown.
Those are kind of the big ones. Like I said, we do still have some smaller things planned. Some places we haven't been with the channel. So excited to share those with you. But yeah,
Maybe.
what do you mean? Maybe?
Well, we had to reschedule one. So
Mhm.
my parents fly down and they're flying back on a day that
Mhm.
makes it tough for us to
Yeah.
make what we were going to do work. And if we
Sure.
go one more day, it puts us, how do I say this without spoiling stuff?
Too close to Halloween festivities that we were not into.
Well, no, I don't know that into is the proper thing.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah,
It
well,
was.
yeah, just not into, I guess is the best way to say it. So, so we're not going there. If you know what we're talking about, drop it down below. I'm curious if anybody can decipher that craziness.
Anyways.
So-
But yeah, so that's it. That's all that I have though.
So I will say one of my big questions, and if you get this in now, great. If not, we'll catch it in the comments because we're going to probably only do this for about 5 to 10 more minutes and then
Okay.
be done. I'm going to go watch Wisconsin get their rear end handed to them by
Apparently.
Alabama.
Yeah.
What destinations, regardless of RV, fly, cruise,
Mhm.
teleportation, any modes of getting there? I'm not skydiving anywhere.
I would.
I'm not skydiving with my current stature anywhere. Okay. What destinations do you guys really want to see, or do you just want to see what's like?
You're
Is
just
there-
along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, so people are always along for the ride, but even if you're not, even if you're just here for the long ride, what destinations stand out to you? Or do you think it's funny? Like, do you want to see train stuff?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
want to see
that's
if
true.
Ryan fits in the middle seat of an economy class seat for? I got about an hour in that situation.
I don't
just as
wanna
a full
see that.
warning. Yeah, it's a sardine can problem.
So like some of the places I'd wanted to go, we're just along for the ride. Thank
Well, I was
you.
gonna say leaving Pigeon Forge in late October after grandson number 2 birthday.
So
Nice.
some of the places I want to go, I wanted to go to Colorado in both the summer and do like summer activities, and then go back and ski in the winter.
Separate times,
Yes, separate
not one
things.
big trip for the whole thing.
No,
That's long.
So I want to do that because we haven't done that with the RV, and I think the outdoorsy stuff, the hiking, would be a lot of fun during the summer. And we enjoy skiing.
Well, it's like we enjoy hiking.
It's true. It's true.
I have momentum. I love skiing. I say it's more work than you realize, but I do. But I grew up going to ski. Hey, Amy,
This is my little sister.
get
Amy.
your own account. Stop using other stuff.
So fun fact, we took Amy skiing for her first time a couple of years ago, and we had a lot of fun. But she went to ski school and learned to ski for the first time, like all of us do.
They also taught her how to stop. It just took her almost taking her head off on a sign to realize she should actually use that bike.
She's very little and came with the same amount of momentum he does for some reason. So here I am pizza skiing down the bunny hill, at like sloth's pace.
Remember Chris's vacation, the saucer scene where there's like the flash of light and Clark's just going, shoom, just gone. That was Amy.
That was Amy. And then you'd be like, slow down, stop. And she'd be like, what? And then poof. So anyways, we're working. She got the hang of stopping by the end of like the third or fourth day.
Yeah.
When it was time for us to leave. But we
So-
did have a lot of fun.
Amtrak through the Rockies. That would be pretty.
That would be pretty.
The problem, we've looked at train things. So there's a
Mhm.
couple of problems that I've run into with Amtrak.
Okay.
One, they only have like 5 routes.
Sure. Okay.
Now you can offshoot and do some things. So
Mhm.
I've looked at it.
Mhm.
Amtrak's surprisingly expensive.
That's true. It
Consider
is.
now. I'm not talking like if I'm going to go in one of these things, I'm going to do like a sleeper car or something like that.
Mhm.
The roomette, which I'm pretty sure is the size of me, I just wear it. Is it's still like so? I looked at doing the Fort Worth to Chicago route on,
Yeah.
on the
Mhm.
Texas Eagle. Excuse me,
Mhm.
I just blew everybody's eardrums
You
out.
sure did.
That was like almost $600 still, not including taxes. I didn't take it all the way to the end because I had sticker shock.
Yeah.
Just for that route, I still have to fly home or drive home or somehow get back to Texas.
I think
And
your
so-
age is showing a little bit.
But I'm just saying, like,
No,
I
it is.
get
It's
that I
expensive.
get that it's depending on when you board, it's 2 nights
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
2 days and 1 night.
Mhm.
But I am interested in it. Then there is the Rocky
Mhm.
Mountaineer.
Mhm.
That's a copy train of something that's up in Canada. In fact, the
Right.
company from Canada runs it,
I
but
didn't
it's
know
on
that.
an Amtrak track here,
Mhm.
and it's more of a sightseeing thing. But you don't sleep on that train. You stop at a
Oh.
hotel,
Okay.
which has appeal.
That does have appeal. So
Did we just get a travel
gonna
thing
say-
in for Lauren?
the other reason we haven't done this is that I have a fantastic version of ADHD that keeps me moving at all times. And so like me sitting still for this hour is really pushing it.
Thank you for commenting, by the way. It entertains you just enough.
It does. So the idea of me on a train for several hours without a lap to run is kind of terrifying.
Well,
I think I'm going to annoy everybody.
When they do the smoke breaks, you can just get out and run around the train 3 times and get back on.
Yes.
Hopefully you make it.
Exactly. Hopefully. I'm sure I would. I just follow after the train running. But
Vermont
anyways.
in the fall.
Hi, Chad and Jen.
Hi. Yes.
Yes, and I think they would have some good ideas.
We have plans
Mhm.
with an RV and without an RV.
That's
The question is which. Oh, I'm not for camera. The question is which of those 2 things actually happens first.
First, yes, because we definitely want to make it up there and are excited about that. That's one of the things that's been on my hit list.
It's been on mine too.
Yeah.
I'm with our current RV, which you know us, and we love our 44. Don't take this as that, but it's big.
It's big.
So the Northeast, it doesn't scare me. I just don't know that I want to put myself through the mental gymnastics.
True.
That's
Sure, yeah.
trying to maneuver something,
Mhm.
and we're taller than most 44s because of our RIS made us grow 1 3/4
Mhm.
at our tallest point. So
You may not think makes a big difference, but
up there, I'm
It-
sure
it
it will.
does.
And so having to go around. So we definitely want to do do that. We just have
Mhm.
ideas for how to do that and kind of go about it, that kind of a thing.
yes.
Okay, now I'm
Food
getting
is
blown up.
included.
So I know, based on the reviews of some of the food, though, like it's to me, it's a $480 ticket with $20 worth of. I know it's more than that, but even at $20 a meal, and for the Desert Eagle, that doesn't even come to almost. It comes to just under $100,
Mm.
and so that's where. So it's 400. Let's say $420 for the thing. That's still really. I no joke. I could get a round trip Southwest
Mhm.
flight from DFW to
Mhm.
up there, and I know that this isn't. It's not apples to apples.
Mhm.
But if a flight cost me $275 round trip on Southwest
Mhm.
to Chicago, Midland, and back, I struggle with the other side of that.
Mhm.
And we look at it from so fancy terms ROI,
Mhm.
so return on investment.
Mhm.
It's going to be one video for us, so I'm going to spend almost well over $600 at the end of the day, probably close to $1,000 because I got to get
Right.
back
Mhm.
and I need a hotel when I'm up there for 1 night more than likely. Then I'm going to spend $1,000 on one video, maybe 2 if I do something in Chicago. And so
And we've done Chicago. We went up there and
the channel hasn't done
Yeah,
Chicago. We've done Chicago. I've done Chicago a lot because my family's originally from Wisconsin, so it's
But
convenient.
yeah, so if we could do the train that stops at the hotel, that might be a little different. But
I priced it out. It's not $400.
it's more than that.
It's significantly more than that.
Stinky's RV Adventures says more horse shows. Thank you.
You're
I-
one of the few that said that.
I know.
Just like golf,
It's
Curtis.
true.
It's interesting how many, like, when we do stuff with horse shows,
Mhm.
we will always put a little bit of the horse show in,
Mhm.
but like we went back, and granted they were a long time ago, so maybe we should readdress it.
Okay.
But early on we did, I think, 2 videos on horse shows. Like we did camping at a horse show
Mhm.
and then actual like going to see stuff around plus her riding.
Mhm.
Yeah,
got
as far
some-
as the channel is concerned.
Get some negative reaction to that. So,
So-
but I'll tell Stella, get her rear end gear and let's get to a show. But she actually, just to kind of fill in that gap a little bit, she was off for a little while. she got kicked in the shoulder, and we kind of had to work through that. And then she wasn't coming back the way that we thought she would, and it was really minor, but it was there. So I had to work with the farrier and the vet and a horse chiropractor. I know. Don't chase me with your pitchforks, but yes. So
I didn't know it was a thing. So I was like, that's a thing?
That's
Like, how
a
does that
thing.
even work? Apparently there's a
Yes.
device.
And there's not a device. It's
Oh.
a very skilled person. But
gotta be a
anyway,
big
so we had to go
person, too.
through all of that, and then come to find out her custom saddle that was more expensive than I care to admit was pinching her shoulder that got kicked in from a series of events. So we had to tweak a couple things, but she is back in motion now and doing great. I know
Boy.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Boy.
Mhm.
So anyway, but maybe we'll do a full length the next show you decide to
There
do.
you go.
Maybe we will do a full length. The other problem too is that these shows are typically in the same cities.
It
So
is
like we've done like if you see a Waco video, it's because of a horse show. Like
Mhm.
we did like 4 Waco videos at one point because of horse shows.
It's true.
And so
Waco's not that interesting. We enjoy it, but it really isn't that interesting.
and I'm
Mhm.
not all right, Jessica, plug your ears for a minute.
Oh
Jessica
no.
Gar. I'm okay. Don't let Jessica in on this. I'm not the biggest fan of the Magnolia stuff.
Oh.
Sorry, Jessica.
Don't worry, I will go with you, Jessica. Yeah.
It's just not my jam. Now, like the food truck thing, that's fun,
Mhm.
like hanging out in the whole patio thing. But other than that, it's just a lot of really expensive wandering around. And
Okay.
so now I will say that
Okay
they
with
do
that.
have the ice cream shop. Oh, maybe I just don't like what they started as.
I think maybe that's it. I think
But
maybe you haven't indulged.
It's a little much for me, and I like to see the other
Mhm.
stuff. So
Other stuff, yes.
the problem is, Waco, there's not a lot of other stuff. Sorry, Waco.
Oh,
The
goodness.
Texas Rangers Museum was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
The
actually
law enforcement Texas Rangers, not the baseball
not
team.
the baseball team. Just to clarify.
So Jessica said we can give you tips in the New England route. Yeah, I got one too. I'll fly.
We are going to make it up there. I want to do Boston and the history and DC, all kinds of stuff.
I've got an idea.
all up there. Oh yeah, tell us about it.
What if we just did a fall colors cruise and invited all these people?
It's like I put that in the trips I want to take folder.
No, in all fairness, I've been looking at cruises lately. So I think we're probably going to do 1, maybe 2
Mhm.
cruises a year, along with other things, just from a logistical standpoint for us. And
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
I was looking for something for fall or winter of next year. Now,
Mhm.
typically in like January, February, I'm like, cool, let's go warmer. So,
Yes, warmer.
But there's some really cool fall colors cruises.
They really are.
Norwegian has a bunch of them.
Has a ton.
And so maybe other people
Mhm.
up there.
Up
You
there.
people, sorry, if we're looking down, the computer screen's right below y'all. But that could be a thing. Take a little group.
Take a little group, have a little group trip. Have a
I don't know
little
if Gill
fun.
Complex is still on here or not, but
Mhm.
they are travel agents, or one of them is travel agent. I
Mhm.
forget which one.
I don't remember.
So anyway, no offense taken. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've hung out with us for a weekend now. You know,
Yeah.
you just know. Hey, Drew. So they just, Drew, if I got this wrong, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Just got your 44 or about to pick your 44 up, and they're going full time.
Mm-hmm. Good luck. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, it's an adjustment.
It is an adjustment, but it's good things.
Go with the flow.
Mhm.
Well, if nobody else has anything else,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go get ready for a cruise. I mean, I wish.
Mhm.
So, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I will tell you that the only reason we do lives is because of people reaching out and saying this kind of stuff, and so we appreciate it. We appreciate the
Yes,
interactions.
we want to interact with you guys.
Whether you're watching
Mhm.
this, believe it or not, we're on Instagram. I can't see anything from Instagram, but it is
Okay.
over there. So
Gotcha.
if you
Mhm.
left a comment on Instagram, I'm sorry. I will come back to it at some point.
Mhm.
Most of you are on YouTube based on
Mhm.
what I'm seeing over here, because I see everybody's comments no matter what platform you're on.
Mhm.
And then there's a handful of you that were on Facebook. So
Yes.
thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And I guess if your mom's still watching and
I
not
was
as well, we
gonna
normally
say-
don't do this for lives, but
That's right. We'll see you guys next time.
you don't
And-
have to wipe. There's no wipe.
Oh, hi,
Yes.
Mom.
There's no. Oh, hey, we're still here. Funny how that. So, yep.
All right. See y'all next time.